good evening. Right, 6 o'clock means it's time for a brand new launch of a one-day special, and we've got lots of choices for you in terms of Zuri moulds. Good evening, Kathryn.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very
Wonderful.
much.
Nice to see you after Christmas.
Yes, likewise. Did you have a good one?
Yes,
good.
lovely, thank you.
Excellent, good stuff. Okay, so let's talk about your different options of your one-day special.
Yeah. Now this is a chance, of course, for people to fill those gaps. We've got the big save going on, haven't we? So we've got great discounts on these. So we will have seen all these moulds before, but sometimes we see things as part of a one-day special. So you're buying within a bundle.
Right.
I want to point out, particularly the butterfly wings, I think, on this one, because when we launched the one-day special, the butterfly wings came as part of the one-day special itself. There were 3 moulds in it, but the butterfly wings weren't available individually.
Right.
Now we have seen them, I think, on 1 or 2 shows since, but a lot of people will have missed these. So if they particularly want butterfly wings, I would say definitely grab them now. Right. And look at that saving.
I know, amazing, isn't it? Look at that. So it's a quarter off the original price. So you're paying £18.74. Now, the butterfly option, already 10% of our stock has gone flying out the window. Sorry, I know, puns, no. So that is your butterfly wings. Now next we've got the enchanted carriage, so you could go for that one. So basically if you missed out on any of these, now's the time.
Definitely, especially with that saving, look at it there. I mean, the fact that you can choose 1 mould as well, because not everybody can afford to go for a full bundle or a one-day special. So yeah, great opportunity here. Actually, the carriage is beautiful, isn't it? So much detail in there, as you will find in all of the Zuri moulds. And don't forget, not just for your clay, your resin, these are food grade as well.
Good point, yes.
Different set, of course, for your food. Yeah. But every time I look at this one, I just think of a beautiful princess cake.
Amazing. Have we got... Oh, we got a sample of this one. Oh, brilliant. Look at this. The detail is phenomenal, isn't it? I think it's a royal carriage, that one.
Do you know, it could be Cinderella's glass carriage, couldn't it? It could be done with clear resin, so you can see, in fact, a little bit of sparkle, maybe you could do that in this hour. Put some sparkle in some resin.
You know, I love my sparkle, love that. So that is your enchanted carriage. Butterfly, this one.
Yes, now this is clever actually. This is using a combination of different moulds. We can see the butterfly wings there, the centre of the body. You might have seen this sample before, but for anybody that hasn't, this is genius. In fact, I might replicate this at some point. This is one of Leanne's, our UK design team member. Look at the centre of the butterfly's body. It's a perfume bottle. Yeah. We've got those available coming up as well. And also the pipe work that is at the bottom is from our machines mould.
Amazing. There you go. So again, £18.74 if you want this one. Next one, we've got our fire dancer, and she is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Woo! And then we've got a sample with her. Isn't she stunning?
She is gorgeous, isn't she? Again, part of a one-day special a couple of months ago, I think now. And if you wanted to take the skirt off, you could have her as a different type of dancer. You could change her skirt. Actually, that's just made me think of a demonstration for later.
Oh, good idea.
I've just had an idea. But also, the butterfly wings would look beautiful on it. You could turn her into a fairy.
Yeah, lovely. Good idea. The next one we've got the perfume bottles. These are gorgeous. I love these. I've got these 2 samples here. So you've got your perfume bottles. They're the old-fashioned ones. They're the ones that you want to keep, you know, out on your dresser because they look so gorgeous.
You also get the atomizer as well. I've got one. We'll probably see it demonstration actually. The other one. As you can see, we did show the sample there with the butterfly wings. So use these in different ways. Straight away, I know we've lost Christmas really now, haven't we? We're looking forward to the new year. But you've got baubles in there. You could use the base of the more rectangular bottle as a column. Yeah. I think you could sit a character on there, or you know, a fairy or something like that. You could use the base of the atomizer as a lovely sort of cylindrical vase or a bowl. So there's definitely ways you can adapt this one as well.
Yeah, nice. Okay, and then where should we come down to? The bottom row, first one. Astrolabe.
Astrolabe. If someone hasn't got this yet, we launched this a while ago. Absolute flew out. Now you do get, when you buy this one, you will get with it included a lens for the hands, or for the hand that is on the astrolabe, of course. I think you do have a sample somewhere. We've got it on the front of the counter there, haven't we? It's there right next to it. I believe that must be one of Leanne's samples there again. Now you can make the different components turn Obviously, our lovely Ian Stott, who often
oh, yes,
sends
of course, yes.
has put motors in all of these components so you can see them turning. I don't know if we'll see any of the videos or the photos this time, but absolutely beautiful. So yes, you do get a lens. You can use cabochons to replace that once you've used the mould once. Once you've used that lens, you can find replacements or maybe make them out of resin.
Yeah, nice. Okay. And then the next one that we've got, moving along. Which one have we now? Which star sign are we here?
Now this looks like Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, very nice.
Now, I believe I just caught, somebody emailed me this morning and I was getting ready to come into work, so I didn't have time to answer, but I did read it. I think the lady's name is Heather. Heather, if you're watching, I know you particularly asked if we'd got Sagittarius. It is there, but I think you might need to be quick on it. So if Heather's watching and you really want Sagittarius, go for it now, Heather, especially again with that discount.
Ah, lovely stuff. And then we've got another one over here, more star signs, I believe. Next one coming up. This one is Aquarius.
It is.
Lovely jubbly.
Now we do have a Sagittarius or two there, I think, as samples. The one you just picked up.
Oh, is this him?
Is a Sagittarius. Yeah, you do get the poem as well.
Okay.
I think there's a couple of different samples there for Sagittarius.
Oh, hang on, this is the wrong one. That's for the previous one. No, that is. Wait, I'm getting confused.
That is Sagittarius.
Okay, sorry. So that's the previous one I've got here.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I don't think we've got a sample in the studio today for Aquarius. Maybe we'll get to use that mould perhaps during the shows, we'll see.
Nice. So that one's Sagittarius. And then the last one, we've got Scorpio. So do you think they're going to bring out the full range?
There's been more besides. We have sold out of some of them. So, yeah, if you're missing anything, grab them now, because I don't know if we'll see these ones come back once they're gone. I've absolutely no idea. I don't know where we're at actually with the Zodiacs, because of course, Zuri, they are created by a company in America, they're shipped to us, so we don't know usually in advance that far what is arriving, and I think some may have been launched in America before we've seen them as well. Yeah. So we may have to fill those gaps ourselves as well.
Excellent, lovely. So each of those options is £18.74, 823966 is your item number. Now here we go, we've got this video from Ian. So look at that, he's brilliant, isn't he?
He is amazing, amazing. I'm sure he'll be watching as well, so happy Christmas, Ian, if you're there.
Yeah, and from me too, and from everybody here. Lovely, right, 823966 is your item number. So, right, we've got more options for you under different item numbers. Do have a little look on the website. Okay, let's come to you.
Right, well, it must be about a month since we last did the one day special. They normally come round every month. I did sort of leave some resin in a mould from the previous one. It happens to be the butterfly, so I've got a bit of demoulding to do. Why not start with that?
That sounds good.
Of course, we've seen samples with the butterfly wings already, but just to talk through the process again here, you can see if I just hold that, you can probably see how that is just catching the light. I can't even remember if I dusted the mould with any other mica powders or anything, so we're going to find out. But that is resin in there. We've got the Elichem resin on the show. It's not the Hydroflow. This is the epoxy resin. So this is well cured, because this was done, as I say, about a month ago. Oh, it looks like I've put some mica powder into the mould as well.
Lovely.
So they've gone really, really hard. Now, you've probably seen, if you've watched the shows before, how I use the resin, and I normally demould after about 6 to 8 hours. Yeah. And that means that the resin is nice and malleable, so I can shape it. Because this has been left for such a long time, that is already really hard, so I can't actually manipulate that now. I could put the heat gun on it and warm it up a little bit, and it will sort of mould to a certain point, but you will only get to a certain point and then you'll get the stress fractures. So I think if I'm going to shape the wings, I'll probably start again with some resin, which we'll probably do. We do have more in the way of samples here as well, with lots of goodies to sort of show you and tempt you with again today as well. But I know the butterfly wings are likely to be a favourite.
They are. We are already a quarter of the stock gone on, a quarter of the stock gone on our butterfly wings. So do check those out. Lovely. What do you fancy doing next?
Okay, well, seeing as we just demoulded that, should we put a little bit of colour on there? Yeah. We do have different waxes on the show. Now, we've sold out the Pentart before. I believe we've got a new bundle, so I think the colours might have changed a little bit from last time. You've already found them. I might need a reminder of what colours are available in this current bundle, because I've got the previous bundle. Okay. So some of my colours may not be relevant. So hopefully we can tell everybody what colours we've got there.
So I think we have graphite, turquoise, green, blue, yellow, red, magenta. Yeah, so you're getting all 7 of those. £25.99, very busy for this set. 287637 is your item number. Already nearly 20% of the stock gone. Gosh,
Okay.
you only just referenced them, yeah?
Well, if I heard right then, Alex, I think I might have just found the colours that you've mentioned. So I did have 1 or 2 that aren't in there. So I think I've picked out the 7 that we do have. So let's add a little bit of colour to the butterfly then. Just while we're here, we've just got a bit of playtime really, haven't we, during the show? Because we're bringing back some things we've seen before. So mica powder went into the mould first. And then if I just turn this over again, you can see with the resin, I did actually mix some Resitint Max into there. And some Resitint as well. There's a difference between Resitint Max and Resitint. The Resitint Max, I always forget which way around it is. One is a liquid and one is a powder.
Right.
And I did mix a little bit of both in there, but also dusted the powder into the mould as well. So you can see that gold colour has picked up on the edge of the wings there. And where I put the mica powder in, that is also picked up with the resin directly from the mould. So what colours should we work with? Does it matter? Do you want to choose some?
Anyone.
Do you know what? I'm going to go with my favourite some, which are turquoise, the green, ooh, and I think the gold in here as well. So I'm going to use a brush. You can use a fingertip, but I like to blend these colours. So let's start with, I'm going to go with a little bit of the gold right in the centre. So don't overload the brush. Do sort of put some on the brush a little bit and take a certain amount off. You don't want to sort of dollop it on.
Yeah.
And then we'll start to just go over the wing there. What I'm going to do 1, and then we'll compare it with the one that I've not done so you can see, because it might not be obvious straight away. The gold is lovely. I don't know if the overhead camera is picking it up well, but I'm kind of working with the colours that are already there without losing them totally. We'll then go to the green, because this green is kind of a golden green. So let's just highlight over the top. I'm using the same brush and I'm blending the 2 together. Oh, the green's lovely. Now, I don't want to totally cover the powder that's in there, so I'm being a little bit careful, just almost dry brushing it over the top. I don't want to really reload too much. Might just add a little bit more. Better to go in smaller layers, you know, put less on to start with and build those layers up. Just going to turn that around and then go with the turquoise, because this is my favourite, I think so. So let's just, I'm going to come in right from the outer edge and then blend into the green that goes into the gold. So we're just adding that little bit of colour just onto the edges. And I will hold this to the front camera in a little while so you can see it. So I'm kind of sticking with the golden green tones on this one. Yeah. I do have another one actually that I've already coloured with some different colours.
Oh my goodness, the paste already half the stock gone.
Wow.
Very busy.
If you've never bought these before, you need them. You literally need them. Now, can I hold these to the front camera? Is that all right? So the original one there, where you can see now the mica powder that is picked up from the mould, but once you start to add the wax, look at that. That is so beautiful. If you give that a few minutes to dry as well and then buff it up, you'll get a real sheen and gleam on that wax as well. I mean, it's shiny now, but it will make such a difference if you want to sort of really bring that sheen out.
Lovely.
I have got another sample actually where I use, this is what I did previously. It's the same wax, but using some of the other colours.
Nice.
So you can see, I can't remember the base colour of the resin. It looks like it was probably white. I can just see the edges there. So a completely different look, obviously, depending on the colours of the wax that you go for. But really beautiful. You don't need to be able to paint, you don't need to be able to colour. You know, just a little bit of wax makes such a difference.
Nice. Oh, the wax is just going bonkers. $25.99. You've got the graphite, the turquoise, the green, the blue, yellow, red, magenta. Excellent. I mean, for all of those, right, we're 60% of the stock gone. Kathryn, you're not going to have anything to use.
I know. That looks like that's what's going to happen. I'm so pleased everybody's taking advantage of the savings, though, because every penny counts, doesn't it?
Yes, good stuff. OK, right then, let's have another look at your one-day special options in case you missed out on any of them. OK, so let's have a little look here. So you've got your enchanted carriage, which is just beautiful. Funnily, I was watching Cinderella over the Christmas period. Yeah, that was on. But I do see that as a beautiful. I know it's not pumpkin carriage, but just something so beautiful. Isn't that amazing? Then the butterfly wings, a quarter of the stock has gone. Only 15 minutes into launch hour. Look at that. So you've got your butterfly. Where did I see? There's another sample here. Let's bring this one in. So you can team it. I love that you can team it with so many other things, so many other moulds. And then moving along, we've got our fire dancer. She's been very, very busy.
She's
and we'll bring
beautiful,
her
isn't she?
in. She's amazing. She almost looks like she's doing flamenco.
She does, I
Something
think
like that.
so.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, this is interesting because I said that to Paola
Yeah.
when we first launched, and she said the only problem if she's a flamenco dancer, you don't go on tiptoe.
Oh.
Didn't know that.
I did not know this.
Didn't
either.
know that.
Ah, that's an interesting fact. I like it. Then moving along again, we've got our perfume bottles, and you said an atomizer as well.
Yes, so the atomizer is the one with the like little squeezy top, isn't
Yes.
it? So the rounded one, which
Yeah.
I do every time I look at that, I see a bowl or a really ornate sort of vase. If you just use the bottom half of that.
There you go. Let's wing this in, and then I've got another one as well. Cool. We are so busy. I tell you what. Then moving down. So we've got the, I've never heard of that word, astrolabe.
It's an ancient instrument. It's all to do with the planets and aligning the planets and your zodiacs and that sort of thing. So, yeah, do have a look online at the meaning of astrolabe. It's very interesting.
Good, nice. We're nearly a quarter of the stock of this one gone. Oh, yes. And the sample is over on this one. Just coming to it. I don't know if I can move him in really. There you go. Marvellous. And then we go on to our star signs. So we've got some zodiac signs. The first one is the Sagittarius. What star sign are you?
I'm a Leo.
Leo?
Yeah.
Good. Because we sold out, didn't we, of the Leo one?
We did sell out a Leo. It was very popular.
Cool. I'm a Cancerian.
Oh, are
There we
you?
go. Yes, Cancerian. So there's a nice sample of that one. I love that with the sparkle as well. And then the next one, because they all come with the poems, we've got Aquarius. Did I have a sample of this? Not this one.
No, we
That's
haven't.
right.
Not at
Okay.
the moment.
And then, last but not least, we've got Scorpio. So you've got a £6.25 saving. It's £18.74 per mould. So you've got a quarter of the price off. 823966 is your item number for any of them. Now, we've also got some smaller moulds. And again, you've got choices under the same item number of which ones you would like. You've got quite a lot here, haven't you? Now, you've already been shopping ahead for these. The first one then, what have we got? Because I can't see. Oh, we've got the ornate gates. They're really nice, those. Ornate gates, they're just beautiful. Now, the ornate gate, we're already approaching a quarter of the stock gone. Following on, we've got the Violin Magic. Nice. And there is this one, our Butterfly Woman. You've got loads of choices. Next, this is our Swan Dreams.
There is a plate somewhere with the swan on.
Swan.
Oh, back this way, Alex.
Back
to
this
your
way.
right. Right in front of you.
This one.
No, next one. You would
I'm going
almost
mad.
had your hand on it.
Oh, I can't
No.
see it.
Put your hand where it was.
There.
Now go to the left.
Oh, there.
That's it.
Oh, sorry, looking at the wrong pack shop. There it is, lovely.
Now that actually, if you look at the mould itself, you can only see the one wing. So all I did there was take a second wing and put them together. So
Cool.
it looks like it's got its wings spread open.
Oh, that's a great idea. Love that. And then this one, are we on this one yet? This one? Sorry, it's really hard to see. We've got the Rising Phoenix. I remember how busy that was.
Yeah, that was extremely busy. Right, that was one of the, I don't know if it was the very first One Day Special that we did. And this has been a favourite actually, because again, I like to elongate the tail of that. And that could be petals on a flower. It could be, do you know, I'm even looking at that now and thinking at Halloween, that could be the broom.
Yeah.
The end of the broom, the
What a
tail
good idea.
there.
Nice. And we've got the fancy symbols. Oh yeah, the question mark on there. Your exclamation mark and the and
Yeah, so you've got the alphabet ones already. This is a great one that can go along with those, of course.
Nice. Okay, alphabet. Okay, we've got them broken up into letters. Okay, let's have a little look here. We're on this one. Aren't they nice and ornate and fancy?
They are beautiful. You do have a sample behind there, actually, using some of the letters.
Ah, yes. Good stuff. Look at that.
They
what
are
have you
gorgeous.
Put? Heart and soul. Ah, aren't they
Isn't
so
that lovely?
ornate? They really are. Okay, in the first mould, you've got OPQRST. Okay, that's in the first mould. In the next mould, you've got UV, W, X, Y, and Z. Here we have C, D, E, F, G, H. Then we've got I, J, K, L, M, N. Then we go on to our numbers, 1 to 5, and then 6 to 0, because obviously if you're getting the both, you can use the 1 to make a 10. So each of those options, £16 and 50 pence. 139643 is your item number. Now again, you're saving a quarter off that one. £16 and 50 pence, 139643. Okay, then we've got larger moulds, and these are big, these ones. Okay, not as many options, but still have a look to see if, you know, if you missed out on this the first time. First one is the machines, and it's got, is that the one we've got loads of pipe work and things, I think?
It has. In fact,
Yeah.
the bottom image there, Alex, the owl, the woodpecker and all the pipe work is all one part, but you can separate this one down.
That's it.
Especially if you're using the air dry clay, because you can just pick out the areas that you want.
So you can go for that one. Then in the middle, you've got Marina's Jewels. I wonder who Marina is.
Oh, no, it's actually Mariner's Jewel.
Oh, Marina's Jewels.
A seafaring person.
Seafood, I'm not, clearly. Then look at this large mould. Bit of everything on this. You've got cogs, you've got wings. Yeah, really nice. Crowns on there. Cameos. Down at the front, what have we got here? Okay. Faces of Darkness. Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one for you, Alex.
Is it?
You like your skulls and things, don't you?
Cool. So is this one of the samples?
Yep.
Good stuff.
There's another one to the other side of, oh, the one on the circular board, I think. Is that the one you picked up?
I think that's the aces coming up. Yeah. Lovely. So over this side, you've got the Aces of Darkness. Ooh. Right, £21.99 for any of those. Item number is 436932. Circle Aces over here. Those are really nice, aren't they? There's so much detail. That's what we always say about Zuri. There's so much detail to it all. 436932 is your item number. Lovely. Shall we come back to you then, Kathryn?
Okay, right. Well, I always forget something, don't I? Well, I didn't actually forget something today. I just can't find it. It's here somewhere. But my powder for dusting out the moulds for the air dry clay, I cannot put my hands on, so we're going to manage without, hopefully. Now, I'm going to use the hearty clay. I believe we've got the bundle available again with the different colours in there, so I'm going to use that one. Now, we will do a little bit of colour mixing later because you get the chart in there, but you also get, of course, your colours as well as your white clay. So a demo that I've done quite a number of times, but I always get asked to do again, is the blend. But I thought, you know, I'm going to take inspiration from Leanne's butterfly with the perfume bottle body. But how about mixing some clay that's already got colour in there? So, because I haven't got the powder, I don't want the clay too wet, but I do want to sort of blend these colours together, so I don't want it too dry either. So just a reminder about the air dry clay. When it comes to the white, in fact, any of the clay, in fact, the hearty clay, condition it first. So take it from the pack and just give it a bit of a stretch. You'll find it becomes more malleable, you'll find that it becomes less fibrous, and you'll find it becomes much more smoother. Now this I have had drying out before the hour, so it has gone a little bit more rubbery, which is great if I'm using it in the moulds. I prefer not to use a powder, a corn flour or a talcum powder, whichever you choose to use. When I'm at home, I tend not to use them at all because I know the consistency that I like for the actual clay itself. But when it comes to demo, it's nice to have that to fall back on because, of course, we haven't got the drying time here in the studio. But I want to bring in some of the colours from the bundle. And I think we're going to go for yellow. Shall we go for 3 different colours? I think we will. I don't know if we can show the picture just as I get these colours out because it's nice to see everything.
Look at that. So in here, you've got 200 grams of your white clay, and then you've got 4 50-gram coloured clay. So you can see you've got yellow, blue, magenta, and is that one black?
There is a black in there, which is so worth having as well, because the black, you will never be able to mix the black.
Yeah.
By mixing into the white, you'll always get grey. Right. So it's nice to have that option of black because it is the true black, which is really, really good.
Nice. $32.99, 152 535. Now, the waxes, all 7 of them. That has now, has it technically gone?
Have they gone already?
Wow, it went really quick. Now, we do have some other wax pastes. And so these are your metallics. Hey, there you go. You've got the 3 of them.
Now these are Zuri's own. These are absolutely beautiful. Those colours are stunning.
Yeah, gorgeous. All right, 941166 is your item number. Lovely. Okay, so you have a mix.
So what I've done actually, I've chosen from the bundle the magenta, the blue and the yellow. I am going to put a little bit of white in each of these. In fact, let me just show you before I do mix this one in. You need the tiniest little bit of colour. This is why it's so handy.
Is tiny.
It is to make a difference. So if you want a very pale colour, you'd start with the tiniest little speck, just like a grain of rice or something, because that is going to make a difference. I do want to keep these colours quite strong in this case, so I am going to mix the rest of that lump that I've got there ready to go. I've put a little bit of white in there just to knock it back slightly, but it will be quite strong. So to mix the colours together, it is just a case of kneading them, stretching them, and you can really sort of blend them together beautifully. Now you can see as well, if you stop at a certain point, if you want a marbled look, you can also get that as well.
Cool.
There is a fine line between not mixing enough and over mixing if you want that effect, because you will suddenly find it starts to go into a solid colour. For what I'm going to use this for, it doesn't really matter if it's not fully mixed. Actually, I really like that blue.
That's lovely.
It's a really, really strong blue on its own, but you can see with that little bit of white, it's just toned it down. I've done the same with the magenta, so just knock that back a little bit as well. And I'm going to do the same with the yellow. I may not use all of this. We'll soon see, but I'm going to do the butterfly wings and also the body. So I'm going to take inspiration from Leanne and use one of the perfume bottles, I think, for the body, because I just think it looks great. But this is another way of colouring very, very easily. So we've got our 3 colours. Essentially, that's the primary colours.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Which is great.
The clay is nearly a quarter of the stock gone. Nice.
Okay, now you also get the white, of course, which I've already used some of. I'm going to use some white in my mix. I am going to mix quite a lot here because I am going to use this in more than one mould. Now, obviously being primary colours, you can see what's going to happen if you mix these together. The yellow and the pink, or the yellow, we'll call it red, but it is more of a pink, it's magenta. In fact, these 3 colours are the colours you'll find in your printer, aren't they? When you go for those coloured inks. So you can create all the colours from them. So we've got the yellow, we've got the magenta, we've got the blue. The magenta and the blue will make purple. Magenta and yellow will make orange. And blue and yellow will make green.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter which way I put these because they're going to blend together. So which way would you like them, Alex? I'm going to let you choose. We'll go with the white on this end.
Yeah.
Which one shall we have
Well,
next?
the blue is beautiful.
We'll go for the blue. Right, so I'm just making them almost into a pear shape, putting them together so we've got a pointed end, kind of top and tail. Doesn't have to be equal. What colour next? Do you want to go with the magenta or the yellow?
Magenta.
Magenta, right. So we're doing the same thing there as well. Just sort of sticking those together. Now this might take a little bit of time to fully do, so you might want to do another recap in a second, but let's just show you how to start blending using a rolling pin. Doesn't have to be an acrylic one. Try not to use wood because wood can stick a little bit more, and also it might show the grain in your clay. Now I'm trying not to wobble the table too much because we'll have moulds flying all over the place, but what I'm going to do is start to roll this out. The reason I didn't put these as straight pieces, I don't want those lines to be straight at all because I'm going to start to fold. So I need the colours to cross over. So you can see that's what happens there. As I fold that over, the blue is going into the white more, some of the blue's gone into the magenta, the yellow's going into the magenta. So we're going to start to see that mix. And all you do is keep rolling and folding, rolling and folding. Now there's no right or wrong as to how many times you do this, but what you want to really try and achieve is to lose those straight lines in the colours. You want to see it start to blend. Now you can't see it yet, but you will start to see it soon. I'm really trying not to wobble the table, I can feel it going. If those moulds start going, Alex, I'm so sorry. Now I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I can see a line coming there where the blue is starting to blend. You'll see it more you will start to see it more. I normally use a lot less clay when I'm doing this method. Doesn't matter about I've just done that either. Can you see it coming through a little bit more now? It doesn't matter which way around you fold it as well, but it will get to a point where it really starts to blend, and then you can choose your favourite side. Now I can start to see a little bit of the purple coming through there as well. There's a little bit of orange coming through here. So you just continue folding and rolling, folding and rolling. Now if I do this at home, I keep going until I've got almost an ombre effect. I don't want to see any lines in between those colours at all. I want that natural blend of colour. So if you are able to leave me to it for a minute, I'll keep rolling. We might not get the full ombre effect, but feel the table going. I do apologise now, Alex, if you go down the counter and everything falls over.
Don't you worry. Right, one day special time. So this is your chance to get a discount and snap up any of these ones that you may have missed because you've got choices here. First one then that we're coming to is the Enchanted Carriage. It is absolutely stunning, this one. Moving along, we have got, I've got a sample, I forgot, sorry. There we go, that's the Enchanted Carriage. Look at that detail, it's absolutely glorious. Then the next one we've got is the Butterfly Wings. Now we are nearly 30% of the stock gone. Where's that sample? Let's bring this in. There you go. That's lovely because it looks all like rusty. Then we've got our Fire Dancer. So I didn't know that about the pointy toes.
No, I didn't until Paula told me last time.
Look at her dress. Look at that. Yep, so you could turn it, I mean, you don't have to use part of the dress. That's the thing, isn't it? If you didn't want to. And on the end, we've got our perfume bottles. Luxury. And then we've also got another sample here with them on because then you can see the atomizer. I like the pinks and the golds. Very sweet. It looks very vintagey, this one.
It does look very vintagey, that's very pretty.
Okay. Then we've got the Astrolabe, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I mean, they're big sizes, aren't they? Stunning.
That is such a good buy, Alex. Yeah. Yes, there's a lot of silicone in that mould, and the detail, again, incredible.
Yeah, nice. Then we've got our Sagittarius. Have I got one with him? I think we have. There's the Sagittarius. Next, this one is Aquarius. And last but not least, we have our Scorpio. Each of those options is £18.74. You've got a £6.25 saving. 823966 is your item number. Good stuff. Back to you, Kathryn.
Okay, right, I'm going to make do with this as it is. If I was at home, I would probably still keep rolling a little bit more. I've been on a bit of a go slow because, again, I didn't want to sort of interrupt too much. But you can definitely see the blend of colours there. So you can see the yellow's gone into the orange, into the magenta.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You've got the purple going into the blue, and then the blue going into the white, which gives you that lighter colour there.
Nice.
So we're going to work with the butterfly, and we're also going to work with the perfume bottles.
Yeah.
Now this is the most difficult bit, because obviously what I've rolled out there, I could have used less of the clay itself, but I want that blend to pick up in the mould. So I've got to decide which is my favourite area of the mould. Now I can just feel through there. If I just use a fingertip, I can just find that indentation. So I can see it's almost gone into the blue there. I've definitely got some yellow at the top. Do I want to go up or down a little bit? I'm obviously not going to get any white in there unless I flip it round and go that way. So let's just see how that works. We've got a little bit of white on the wings there. Oh, now then, which way shall I do it? Decisions. Do you know what? I'm going to go this way. So what I'm going to do is just trim off with a pair of scissors at that point there. We'll come back to that bit in a little while. And now I'm just going to press this into the mould, and as I do so, this is covering the whole of the detail in the mould itself. I want to make sure that this goes in one piece, otherwise it's going to spoil the blend. But where I need to sort of push the clay down, I can just fold back and then sort of go back in there. I will tidy this up in a little while, but I don't want to sort of break this apart too much. I'm just trying to work with the blend that I've got. So pulling in, folding in from the edge. If you've got any really large bits that are overlapping, you can trim those away, because I think that'd be quite nice to use on the centre of the body as well. So I'm trying to save a little bit of the pink and the blue there. I love doing this, Alex, because you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, what's she doing? That looks a bit messy. What is she playing at? But actually, the reveal always comes out well. Well, so far anyway. Let's hope today is not the exception. So I'm just, again, using my fingertips just to pull in from the edge there, really sort of working that clay into each of those areas of the wings. I've got to make sure that I get the tail ends of the wings there as well, and then I can really sort of tidy this up. So to tidy it, let's take away that bit on the end there. I can pull back because I need to make sure that the mould itself is nice and full, because when I roll over the top with the rolling pin, I want to make sure that I'm really packing that down to pick up the detail. If I just push it in with fingertips, you may not pick up all of the detail. So again, still try not to disturb too much. We've got the whole of the centre there, because remember these are two separate wings, so I can reveal that centre bit. When I get to this point, I've filled the whole of that area of the mould, and I need to sort of overfill on the top now. I need to make sure it's nice and compact. So with any spare bits, I can now put any colour in there. So I'm going to use some of the white. I cut off that piece there just to fill in, because I want to try and keep the colour blend. So that's literally all I'm doing now, just topping up the mould, trying not to get any of that white where the yellow should be there. I'm going to take the rolling pin in a second and just sort of compact this down as well. We're not going to see the back of the wings. So yes, it does look a mess. It looks awful. I'm not going to lie, it looks absolutely awful, but it won't do when it's finished, she says with her fingers crossed. Or at least there would be if I was able to cross them. So I'm just, again, checking that all of those areas are nice and full. At this point now, I can go over the top with a rolling pin. If there's any areas that aren't, you know, really packing down, just top them up a little bit more, manipulate the clay. Make sure you tidy up around the edges as well. By that, I just mean pull in from the very edge of the mould itself, because if you are overlapping like I am doing there, you want to sort of see the outline. You want to really create that neat edge. You can trim it away afterwards, but it's easier to do it now. So just pulling that away, that's better. We can see that nice little wing of the butterfly. Now, if the clay is too wet and you try and do the reveal, you will find that the wings here, this is the vulnerable area, this is the weak spot. Yeah. So you may find that the clay starts to break. If that's happening, it's just that your clay is too wet. So you really want your clay to dry a little bit more. So I think we're good to go. What you can do as well is flip that over and press from the other side. Obviously, when you're at home, really take some time and care to make sure that is really, really nice and full. So let's do a reveal. Now you can see, because my clay is drier than straight from the pack. I did have it drying earlier. Can you see how that's just lifting out? Yeah. And that has just literally fallen out of the mould. And now we've got that lovely blend of the yellow into the orange, into the pink, and there's just the tiniest little bit of the purple there. Nice. Now we'll let that dry, and then we can bring out those colours with the waxes.
Cool.
Probably do that tomorrow. But while we're here, if I may, I'm just going to bring in the perfume bottle as well, because I'm going to make the body. So remember I cut off some of the clay, and I've got to be a little bit careful because I want that sort of natural blend, but I do like the blue. So what I'm going to try and do is, if I put the pink in at the bottom, let's just fold that in. We've got the blue. If I try and match the blue up with this one, we can go back into pink at the top as well. So let's see how this one looks. I don't normally join it, but we'll give it a go, because I think the blue and the pink creating the purple together will make a really nice body for the butterfly. It's really going to stand out. So it's the same process, just fold in any excess clay, compact it down, make sure it's nicely filled, top up if you need to with any excess clay or any colour that you wish. And you can see how dry this clay has got now, because it's almost wanting to lift out without me even flexing the mould. Now I could probably get away with a little bit more clay in there, but I think we'll be all right. As long as I press that down, it's quite an easy one to work with, this one. Now there are two very fine bits of detail there, so just be aware if you're doing this at home that you do fill all those little areas. If I miss one or two bits, it doesn't really matter. Let's have a look at the body. Oh, actually, I really like that.
That is amazing.
That is really, really nice, isn't it? So then, if we take the wings, obviously when these are dry, you can decide how you're going to mount those wings together. Are you going to bring them in closer? I think that looks quite nice, actually. So the wings aren't too far apart, because that makes it look more like the body of the butterfly. And actually, that works really well. Okay, so we're going to let that dry, and we're going to come back to that at a later time and have a little look at it and put some wax. And we've still got the wax. We've still got the Zuri wax, haven't we? We've still got the Zuri.
Okay,
we'll make sure we use that one then.
Excellent. All right then, so let's run through our one-day special options again. We are starting off with our beautiful carriage. It's just like when you look at the wheels, there's like a crown on the top of it. It's just stunning. It really is a regal carriage. To be honest, it reminds me of, you know, the royal carriage, the real royal carriage.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So we've got that one. Then we've got our beautiful butterflies, which have been very, very, very busy. Moving along then. This is our fire dancer. Oh yes, forgot to bring this in. Have I got her here? Ooh, is she on this? Yes, she is.
There's a little light in there as well. I think that does actually work.
Does it? Hang on then, sorry.
Unless the battery's now gone.
And I don't want to push it up too much.
That's another one of Leanne's.
Trouble is, might have to imagine that one's
So we can sort it for 8 o'clock.
Nice. There we go. There's our lovely fire dancer. Moving on, we've got the perfume bottles. Oh yeah, bodies for butterflies. I think that's really clever, isn't it? Nice. And I've got some here. Lovely. Then we've got our astrolabe. What did you say it was again?
It's an I can't say the word. It's an ancient instrument used for sort of planets and horoscopes.
Right.
Aligning planets and, you know, it's, have a look online. It's very, very interesting. If you're into your horoscopes and that sort of thing, and all your planets and your mystical things.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Really interesting.
Because you'd think I would know about that then. And then we go on to our star signs. The first one is the Sagittarius. Here he is.
Each one of the horoscopes comes with its own little poem as well.
Good. And next, we have got our Aquarius.
Obviously the water carrier.
Yeah.
It's not hard to see, is it, in the mould there? We'll have to take a cast from that one.
Yeah, that would be nice. And last but not least, we've got Scorpio. Each one of those, £18.74 with a £6.25 saving. 823966 is your item number. Lovely. We have got, are we doing the small? Okay, sorry, we've got the small designs. All right, starting with those beautiful, majestic gates. They are stunning. You could just see them, get that as a nice entrance to a big palace or something like that, couldn't you?
Definitely.
Royal gates.
Yeah, this is a great one for taking apart as well, Alex. I mean, I've used just the turrets on the top as embellishments before. You can cut open the gates and have them, so you're looking through into a beautiful garden. They could be the gates of a magical castle, or the Emerald City, or anything you want them to be.
Lovely, good stuff. And then the next one. Oh, right. 40% of the stock gone of the ornate gate. We've got the violin magic. Stunning. And the next is the butterfly woman. Then we have our gorgeous swan. Nice. Now the Swan Dreams, we are approaching a quarter of the stock gone. The Phoenix is next. And then we've got our little one here with the exclamation mark, your question mark and your ampersand. Cool. And then coming down here, what have we got? Oh yeah, we go on to all the letters, which are so beautifully ornate. And if you want to personalise, you've got O-P, Q-R-S-T. Following on, we have got UVWXYZ, then what have we got? CDE, CFGH, sorry, it's me trying to read backwards. Then we've got IJK, LMN. Now that one is limited stock. Good. And last but not least, we've got our numbers. We've got 1 to 5, and then in the last one, it is 6 to 0, basically. Yes, we've got some with the letters and the numbers on here. So we've got heart and soul. Isn't that nice? That is beautiful. Okay, so £16.50. You've got a £5.49 saving. 139643 is your item number. Then we go on to our large moulds, and these are really packed with imagery. Now, your first one, you've got some letters on there. You've got some cogs. So this one is the machine. You've got some wings, I believe, even on there. Very nice. And then the middle one, this is the Mariner's Jewel. There we are. To be fair, Marina, that's sort of water related. Oh, Meg's asking, do you lay these up?
You do. So this works in a very similar way to the astrolabe. Ian has put motors in this one as well, which is brilliant. We have got a sample for this somewhere. I'll try and find it out for 8 o'clock. I did see it earlier, but I think it's been left in a box. This is wonderful. You do get with it the components to put all the layers together as well. So it's what you call it is a Chicago screw. So it's 2 components that fix together. They're very easy to find and source if you want extras as well, because you only get the one set, of course. But if you want to attach these together so they're working pieces, then it's just a brilliant mould.
Nice. Then we've got a little bit of everything at the end. We've got crowns, flourishes. Cameos are on there. Good, good. There's loads on this one. Then coming down, we've got the Faces of Darkness. That's over here. And then, oh yes, we've got the sample next to it. So if I bring this in, lovely. And then the next one that we've got is the Aces of Darkness. Cool. £21.99. Oh yes, we've got a sample of that one. Because they are very detailed and very, very beautiful. Lovely. Almost look medieval, don't they? £21.99, 436932 is your item number. Okay, have a look at the website. Here it is at thecraftstore.com. We've got loads of other things on there as well. So we've got some Elichem. Now the Elichem is on a delayed dispatch. It's going to be dispatched from the 5th of January. Good. Okay, let's come back to you then, Kathryn.
Okay, well, while you were down there, Alex, I just discovered this sample actually. Using one of the letters, I think we said limited stock for the one with the K in. I do want to just explain something as well, because I know some eagle-eyed people out there will have realised, looking at the letter moulds, that there's no A and B. The reason that is because they were part of moulds that came with a frame, which we did sell out of in a previous One Day Special.
Yeah.
Lots of you went for those moulds as individuals to get the frames, in which case, if you've got those moulds, you've already got the A and the B. So if you're missing any of the other letters of the alphabet, it's a great time to go for those with the savings. So really, really good. Right, okay. Do you know, I've kind of changed my mind what I'm going to do a little bit, because
Fair enough.
we've also got, I was going to do a resin, but we're going to say that for 8 o'clock. We've also got the Medina clay, not the paste this time. I think we sold that last time. We've not managed to get it back in stock, which is a shame, because I did have some samples to show, but never mind. But we do have this clay, which is the Medina air dry clay, air dry polymer clay, I should say. Very different to the Hearty. And the reason it's very different is because polymer clay, you normally think goes into an oven and you bake it. Well, yes, it does usually. This is different. You don't bake this at all. It will naturally dry, but it's very different to work with compared to the Hearty. It's heavier. It feels firmer. You can still get a great impression from it. It's with the Hearty, I normally say put your clay into the mould and demould to let it dry. Don't leave it in the mould. With this one, quite often I do it the other way around. Now, I used to say to everybody, don't mix the two clays together. Don't mix the Medina with the Hearty, because they don't like each other. But actually, I kind of got that wrong when I first said that, because I've experimented more since, and I've found you can actually mix them together. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to bring in one of the moulds. One of the large moulds, actually. You mentioned the Cameo. She's one of my favourites. If you're starting your journey with your mould, your clay, your resin, whatever it is, and you've only got the budget for one mould, this is a great one to go for, because you really have got a little bit of everything in there. And there's details within these areas that you probably don't even realise are there. I think, yes, there's one here, which I just thought was a nice embellishment. It's actually a little compass when you take it out. You've got cogs in there, you've got wings, you've got flourishes in there. The Cameo, as I say, is beautiful. We've got also the sun and the moon there. Do apologise, I've had concrete in this and it's not been washed, but not to worry. You can wash the moulds. You can even put them in a dishwasher to clean them if you want to, but warm soapy water is enough to give them a good clean. So what I'm going to do, because we've got the Medina clay, it says on the pack that it's white. It's more of an off-white, and as it sets, as it dries, it goes a little bit more creamy as well. But what I'm going to do is take some of the Medina, and this is a really great mould to do this with. Just apply a little bit into the Cameo area, the lady's face of this mould. Now, if you take your time on it, you should be able to just pick out that one area. Now, again, if I'd got the powder, the corn flour, whatever I was using, I would be dusting this. But this, again, has already had a little bit of drying time, so I'm hoping it's not too wet. It will start to dry quite quickly, but to fully cure, it will take a good 24 hours. Now, with the Cameo or any other moulds that you're using, apply the clay into the areas that you want, and then really sort of rub over the top with your fingertip, because you'll probably find areas that you've gone over, kind of an overspill, let's say. So you want to find the detailed edge of the Cameo itself, or, as I say, anything else that you're using. Now, if I just rub over the top there, can you see some of the blue silicone is coming through? That's because there's gaps in between her hair. Or, you know, it could be some other detail. She's actually got a bun in her hair, I think, when you bring this out, and you see the full detail there. So I'm just finding that outline again, because we're going to go over the top with another colour. Now, this is a really, really strong clay. You can also use this outside. It will be weatherproof, so it will withstand the elements. You can shape it, so you can put it around your jars, around your pots and that sort of thing as well, if you wanted to. But also, you know, you can, as I've discovered, mix with your Hearty clay. So I'm going to get some of the black, which comes in the bundle. Now, rather than going directly into the mould with the black clay, I'm actually going to mix these together, because this will kind of give me an in-between clay. The Hearty clay, although it's quite strong and it is a professional grade clay, it's not as strong as the Medina. So I want to make this a little bit tougher. So just to prove a point, I'm just going to mix these together. So it will give me the kind of in-between clay. Now, I've just opened a brand new pack of this Hearty in the black, so it's quite wet, so it's probably a little bit more sticky than I would normally like it. But because I usually allow the Medina to dry a little bit more anyway, what I'm going to do is apply this over the top in a second, and we're going to reveal this one at 8 o'clock. And we'll see what we get. But I think it looks like an authentic cameo because of the effect that you get from the Medina clay. It is a really, really lovely effect. Now you can see how sticky that clay is. Look, so it's sticking to my fingers. If that happens, just rub it away. Normally, if you let it dry a little bit, that won't happen. I could leave this out, but we're going to go with this now because we've just got time before the end of the show. But I will leave this in situ and reveal this at 8 o'clock. So I'm just going over the top with our black clay there. Doesn't matter if you do it in more than one piece. As long as you compact it down, you want to make sure it's picking up all of that detail. If you have got a rolling pin, again, a good idea to use that. Try and roll over the top, and if you see any indentations, it's usually a sign that you need to top it up a little bit more. If you get a nice flat back on it, then you know you've got plenty of clay in there. And if you see it overspilling on the edge, then just tidy that up. That is very, very sticky. I don't think I'd have any chance of getting that out right now anyway because it is very sticky. But we're going to leave that in there for 8 o'clock and we're going to come back to that and have a little look at it. And also we're going to do some resin at 8 o'clock.
Sounds good. Nice, very nice. Right, last chance for this hour to have a look at your different one-day special options. We've got lovely discounts on there for you. Each option you're saving £6.25. So if you missed out on any of these, because sometimes they come in bundles as well, but you might be thinking, oh, I just want that one.
Yeah,
so it's a nice way we're being able to do this for you. Very quickly, running through the options, you have got your carriage, beautiful carriage, the butterfly wings, there's our lovely fire dancer, perfume bottles, then we've got the astrolabe, we'll have to look that up, you've got Sagittarius, Aquarius is next, and then you have got Scorpio. One. Just quickly I'll wing in a couple of samples. Could not think of the word then. You know when your mind just goes completely blank. So we've got this here, isn't that stunning? You've got the poems as well. Like so, poems. And here's our lovely lady on there, our fire dancer. Butterfly. Carriage is next. Lovely. All right, £18.74 for any of those items, and your item number is 823966. Do have a look on the website at thecraftstore.com for any of the other moulds that we've got under different item numbers. Thank you very much, Kathryn.
Thank you, Alex. I shall see you later.
Yes, see you in an hour's time, but now I'm going to hand over to Ali and Richard. Stay tuned.